What's going on, you guys? This is your boy Town. I felt like I had to do a video. I At first I was gonna leave this alone, but then I felt it was my duty to basically speak my truth in regards to this so-called G check that supposed it happened with Serena Williams' wimpy husband, her coward husband, via Stephen A. Smith. Listen, I'm not the biggest Stephen A. Smith fan, but like, come on. Who would be scared of Serena's husband? The thing is, you got all these people making videos and stuff, and especially these black women whose little kitty cats seem to be, getting a little moist because they so turned on by him defending his wife. Uh, about time, but we'll get to that in a second. It's funny It's funny. You never see this type of worship with black men when they defend their women. There have been plenty of videos where a black man has defended a black woman, but he don't get this type of praise. But now all of a sudden you got these people glazing this glazing. And I'm trying to be this glazing. And I'm trying to be nice. Like, first of all, where was all this energy when she was an active tennis player? When you would see all these racial remarks getting made about her by people that look like him. Why wasn't he getting on the internet it then? He was grandstanding with Stephen A. Smith. Like I said, he already knew that Stephen A. Smith wasn't gonna be there. He wouldn't have did nothing if Stephen A. Smith was there. He wouldn't have did nothing. Because one, they would have been in the studio. One, he would have got arrested, and then Stephen A. Smith would have been able to sue him. Oh, so y'all would have been okay with him fighting a black man in the studio, right? But y'all the same people that went after Will Smith and said he shouldn't have did this, and where people like me understood where Will Smith was coming from. He was defending his wife. Oh, so only the white guy can defend his wife. Oh, okay. I get it. I get it. I get it. So that's what we're doing now. And this is the reason why some black men have the issues that they have with black women, and have this form of a little bit of hostility towards black women, because black women talk all this shit about, oh, brothers this, black men need to do that, black men need to do this. They have all these expectations and standards for us that we gotta meet, but then the white man don't gotta do nothing. They have all these rules and regulations that we gotta meet. And the funny thing is, here's the thing: Serena Williams has more money than he does. Serena Williams is worth $300 million, and he's sitting up talking about he make people billionaires. Well, why aren't you a billionaire then? If you can make other people billionaires, shouldn't you be a billionaire already? So you're not making no sense. So he was capping right then and there. Dude only got a net worth of 150 million. So Serena is worth two times is two times as much as he is. But here he is, the dude that makes, and that's the funny thing. You got people that sitting up here defending. That's funny. Everybody is worshiping this dude. But then you got people attacking men that's basically coming after Aisha Curry for basically disrespecting her husband. But you don't see women going in on Aisha Curry. And the thing is, Stephen Curry is the breadwinner. You see this? You see how ass backwards people think? But I expect this kind of stuff. I'm used to seeing this kind of stuff, and it's just disappointing. You know, it's disappointing to see this kind of stuff. And then you niggas get off his nuts too. Like I said, ain't nobody scared of Alexis. Like I said, for years, he didn't say shit when people were writing these racist articles about her, insinuating she looked like a monkey. And why didn't he say nothing a couple of weeks ago when she got a cotton plant? put in front of her door? Why didn't he get on social media talking crazy, saying, "Let me find out the dudes that did this. It's gonna be a problem." He went on ESPN because he called us trying to front. And let me get this straight: Stephen A. Smith made his remarks around February after the Super Bowl. One thing you need to be worried about, Alexis, why is she trying to possibly stay in contact with her ex? Why would she be trying to flex, going there doing the seawalk? But then again, that could be, then again, she from Compton. She from Compton like Kendrick Lamar. So I feel like I had to speak on this because people getting on my nerve, and I'm trying not to cuss. I'm trying not to cuss on this particular video, but this nut hugging that's going on with this dude, like he's the first that ever did that. That's funny. You black women all on this dude's nutsack, but then y'all ain't holding Aisha Curry. Some of y'all is trying to justify her blatant disrespect towards Stephen Curry, a good black man, a good black man, a good black man. How come he don't get the same? How come he don't get the same worship? How come he don't get the same praise that this white boy getting? Y'all sitting up worshiping him, but then Serena is the main breadwinner. She got more bread, while Aisha Curry don't do basically shit, but she live off her husband. I mean, somebody got to say it. Somebody got to say it. So I mean, somebody got to say it. Might as well be me. Like I said, Alexis wasn't gonna do nothing if Stephen A. Smith was there for years. For years, he sat up there and didn't say nothing. But there was no pressure. There was no pressure on him to defend his wife. But then anytime somebody say something about a black woman, then here come black women demanding that we defend them, demanding. But then they don't reciprocate it. It's not reciprocated. They don't show that same love back, but then they want us to go all out for them. But then here it is, they all on this dude's nutsack. I mean, get out of here. Dude is a straight, like I said, Alexis is a straight lane. Like I said, he didn't say nothing. He said absolutely nothing. And I got the receipts. When she was playing tennis, when they were saying, oh, he said absolutely nothing. You know who made him finally say something? And once again, he waited till like damn near a year to finally say something. You know who applied pressure on him to say something? Us, black men. But then y'all black women always trying to compare us and compare us to them and play us against them. We don't do that with y'all hardly. But y'all always trying to pedestalize these type of dudes. When we do what he do, y'all think it's old to y'all. But when he do it, oh, he's something special. He's a hero. He's this, he's that. Keep that same energy. He do that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Stephen, for years he didn't say nothing. For years, he didn't say anything. When she was getting ridiculed, when they was making fun of her, he sat back and said, Jack, you know what? Didn't do a damn thing. Didn't say a damn thing. Now all of a sudden he come trying to grandstand with Stephen A. Smith. He wouldn't have did nothing if Stephen A. Smith was there. He wouldn't have did nothing like he ain't been doing. That's what he been doing. Nothing. Like I said, why wasn't he talking that tough? Why wasn't he talking all tough to those white supremacists that was saying all that racist stuff about his wife? But then again, he started a borderline racist publication. And then you got black women sitting up lying talking about he's a billionaire. He ain't no damn billionaire. You can go look up his net worth right now. He's worth $150 million to Serena's $300 million. And they trying to make this, and I noticed they trying to make this viral, as if this is a white man putting a. They trying to basically do the slave master boy situation. They basically trying to make it look like he's some slave master that put a out of line, black person in his place. And then let me ask you dummies something. What was Stephen A. Smith supposed to say? Was he supposed to say, "Oh, I want all the smoke, and when I see you, I'm gonna beat the brakes off of you"? Then y'all would have been making videos about, "Oh, Stephen A. Smith got out of character. Stephen A. Smith shouldn't have stooped to his level. Stephen A. Smith shouldn't have." Like, y'all would have been making video. And then I'm not really trying to defend Stephen A. Smith. I just got a problem with the way y'all all on this dude's nutsack. Somebody got to call y'all lames out. A lot of y'all is lames. I guess I gotta be the one that I guess I gotta be the one to tell the truth. This is why a lot of people don't like me. Everybody that's making videos like all on this dude's nutsack, like for real, you can get the middle finger, and I don't care who you is. Get off this dude's nutsack. He didn't G-check nothing. Dude was grandstanding. That was the fakest grandstanding I ever see. But then he knew what he was doing. He knew if he tried to talk slick, he knew that black women would be all on his coattail, because of behind the scenes, black women talk all this we need to be with black women stuff, but then they secretly fantasize about these white dudes. But the thing is, most of the time, most white dudes don't want them. That's what I'm saying, Sean. All of a sudden, you got this glazing. This dude did you, Sean? Check the archives. I made several videos going in on this dude for being a coward. Alexis is a punk. He a punk. Check the archives. I made several videos calling him out for being a coward. He was just grandstanding. He was just trying to have a viral moment because he knew people would fall for it. He knew these gullible ass women would fall, black women. They little kitty cats would get all moist. Oh, he's and they calling him a real man. Well, why did it take him so long to become a real man then? This is why. Some of the black dudes, some of the brothers feel the way they feel about the sisters. Because y'all do this. These are some of these people that's all on this dude's nutsack is the same people that went in on Will Smith for defending his black wife, even though she didn't deserve it. Will Smith almost lost his career. Will Smith almost ruined his entire career for Jada Pinkett. But here it is, this dude sitting in the cracks, seeing all this stuff getting said about his wife, but there was no pressure applied to him. But if he had been black, they would have been applying pressure. They would have said, "Why ain't he saying nothing?" Black women expect if they get into it with somebody, they expect even if they start a melee, they expect us to defend them. Well, that's what I'm saying. But they got all these expectations that we got to meet. They got all these expectations we got to meet. Hey, they don't want to go to the movie. Hey, I guarantee you. Oh, they don't want to go to the Cheesecake Factory with us. They don't want to go to the movies with us. But I bet you if a white dude took them to the cheese, I bet you if a white dude picked them up on a date and took them to Denny's, they wouldn't say shit. See, they only pull that with us. But this glazing that I've been seeing for the last few days is just nerve-wracking, and somebody got to say it. Alexis is a punk, and he's a punk. And I'm glad certain people see that he's a punk. You wouldn't have did jack if Stephen A. Smith was there. You wouldn't have did nothing. You knew he was there. So you would have fought him in the studio. But then again, probably some of these black women would have been they would have been giving him props. But you know, if we do it, they would have been saying we ghetto. They would have been saying we this. They would have been saying we that. Like I said, check the archives. You can check my video archives. I made several videos going in on this clown for not stepping up and saying something. So he waits till he goes on ESPN. And like I said, Stephen A. Smith made his remarks like in February. It's October now. Why don't you get online and say something then? Why don't you say something then? But you went on ESPN because you know a lot of people watch ESPN and you knew that the clip would go viral. And you got these goofy niggas talking about, oh, Stephen A. Smith got checked. Like, so what was he supposed to say? See, he ain't me. Because if he would have pulled that to me, and if he would have tried to pull up on me and would have said, oh, I was expecting you to be here, I would have said, and what would have happened if I was there? I would have said, now what would have happened? What would have happened? And I would have said, do you want my address? I would have said, you want my address? I said, what would happen? What would happen if I would have been there, Alexis? Alexis. He the only man I know named Alexis. I heard of men being named Alex. He named Alexis. So Stephen A. Smith supposed to mess up his $100 million contract by sitting up engaging in war words, sitting up there. They, like I said, if he would have started talking crazy back, people would have been saying he ghetto and all this kind of stuff, and Stephen A. Smith should have took the high road. So you can't win for losing. You can't win for losing. And not that I'm a advocate of Stephen A. Smith, because I ran up on Stephen A. Smith for all that cooning he was doing. But I really ran up on him. I didn't have no intentions on fighting him. But come on. All of a sudden, Alexis, all of a sudden, now he trying to act big and bold now. But you didn't have that. You didn't have that energy when them white boys was talking shit about your wife. None. You didn't have none of that energy. Why weren't you talking big and bad about them? Why weren't you talking about pulling up on them? So you try to go on ESPN and try to talk all tough. Like, dude, stop it. Stop it. You wasn't gonna do nothing. You wouldn't have did nothing if Stephen A. Smith was there. You wouldn't have did nothing. And then people showing it, yeah. He checked Stephen A. Smith. Oh, he's a real man. Oh, so let me get this straight. He finally started to man up. He tries to man up on ESPN. He doing the same thing that Skip Bayless used to do. Talk all tough in front of a camera, knowing that there's security there and all that kind of stuff. Knowing the stuff that he said about Chris Bosh, he wouldn't say it to his face on the streets. If Alexis seen Stephen A. Smith, he'd probably shake his hand and be, oh, well, it was just for the camera. And the only reason, like I said, the reason why he's saying stuff now is because guess who was on his helmet? The brothers, me. We were the ones defending his wife. Even though Serena tried to sneak this black man, we were the ones before she retired, when she was an active tennis player. We were the ones going to bat for her. We were the ones stepping up, saying, hey, y'all need to get out of here. Y'all need to get out of here with those remarks towards her. And to this day, most people still say she unattractive. A lot of black dudes thought that, first of all, anybody that sit up here make videos saying that black men didn't like Serena, that's a lie. When Serena was wearing the cat suit, Serena got all kind of praise. and particularly from black men. Black men was defending her, saying, "Hey, she got a shape. She should be able to wear that." Now all of a sudden you got these so-called Alexis fans now. That's why his name Alexis. Because he wasn't man enough to be named Alex. I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure Alexis could be a. I'm not even sure he could beat up Stephen A. Smith. And then, like I said, you had these women sitting up there making up lies, talking about, yeah, Alexis is a billionaire. No, he isn't. And like I said before, when he was sitting up there saying, yeah, Stephen A., I'll make people billionaires. Well, why, like I said, once again, why aren't you a billionaire? Why aren't you a billionaire then, dude? Why aren't you a billionaire? I mean, this, oh man, I was finna leave this alone, but this was just making me sick to my stomach. All these damn videos. Well, you see, I went the opposite direction. And I stand on this 100%. Alexis is a bitch. He a punk. He a mark. He a coward. It was that was one of the most fakest pull-ups I ever seen in my life. Alexis is one of those dudes. Alexis is one of those dudes. If it's like supreme security around and he know he can't get to the dude, he knows security gonna grab him. He the type of dude that'll make a scene. Oh, what's up now? What's up now? What's up? What's up? Let me go. Let me go. And then if you let him go, he gonna he gonna walk back towards the direction where the security is so they can grab him and hold him back. He ain't, like I said, he ain't gonna do nothing. He wasn't gonna do shit. Yeah, I told that's what I'm saying. Serena is worth 300 million to his 150. But you had black women sitting up lying and glazing him talking about he a billionaire. He is not a billionaire. It was Cap. Yeah, he weak. Yeah, he weak. Oh, I was hoping you would be here. Boy, he lucky. He lucky. He lucky that wasn't me. Because I would have said it. What would have happened? What would have happened? What would have happened? Because I would have put him on the spot. I would have said, what would have happened, Alexis? I would have said, well, you know what, Alexis, what you want to do, dude? I guarantee you he would have started backing up. Nobody's scared of that. And people talking about, man, well, nobody's scared of that dude. He looked like the type of dude if you he looked like the type of dude he'd press charges against you. He talked about, well, you ain't never been married. Well, I've been married. So well, you know what? That's been black people's biggest Achilles heel when it pertains to them. Not me. They too easily moved. Like I said before. So now all of a sudden, after years of tucking his tail, after years of being a yellow belly coward, all of a sudden he tried to get on ESPN, a major sports mainstream you, you media conglomerate, all of that's owned by Disney. All of a sudden he trying to get on there and try to talk slick. And then you got people going, ooh, like, man, fuck y'all niggas too. Like, man, I was getting sick. And then, like I said, this little story is starting to pop up everywhere now. So basically, they trying to go viral with this. So basically, they trying to humiliate Stephen A. Smith. They basically trying to say that Stephen A. Smith got put in his place by Zaddy. Check the archives, y'all. Check the videos I made about him going in on him for like being a yellow belly coward. Yeah, dude, it was like it. They was glazing him so hard. It was like one of those Cinnabons, that they put too much white icing on. Get it, white icing. I mean, come on, man. But this is what they do. This is what they do. Now I promise you, I promise you, if this would have been a brother, they would have been talking about he need to maintain, he need to turn the other cheek, turn the other cheek, he need to show restraint and all this kind of stuff. Oh, he need to like I said, black men, hey, when it pertains to black men, we just have to take it. We not allowed to defend ourselves. We not allowed to defend our loved one. We just supposed to sit up there and take it. We not allowed to be men. And then if we do defend ourselves, we get called sensitive, we get called emotional, we get called sassy, we get called every type of name the derogatory name you could think of. This is what our women do. This is what our women do to us. But yet they all on this dude's nutsack. Well, if you ask me, he was being too emotional. Like I said, if you were so upset about what Stephen A. Smith said, and a lot of people said that about her, if you were so upset, why don't you? Like I said, I'm pretty sure you could have got in contact with him long before then. If you were so upset, why don't you get on social media like everybody else does? But they had your whack ass on there. They had your whack ass on there doing a segment. If I'm Stephen A. Smith, I would have told ESPN, "What's up with that? What's up with y'all trying to let that dude come on there trying to humiliate me?" And like I said, what was Stephen A. Smith supposed to do? Because I promise you, if y'all would have had something to say, if he would have said, "Okay, well, run the fade," y'all would have been complaining about that. Like I said, it's a lose-lose situation for us. Damned if we do, damned if we don't. Even when I mean, for real. Anytime we try to do right, they tell us we made a left turn. so, so, like I said, we cannot win. I'm just I was just like floored when I saw all this glazing that people was doing. Like, man, get off this dude's sack. He fake. He fake. He's a fraud. He wasn't going to do anything. He tried to act like he wanted smoke, but he was really lighting the incense. He didn't want no real smoke. He was lighting the incense. He was just basically doing a slow burn. And then you had some of these goofy ass niggas and these goofy ass women fell for it. I see right through that dude. But then again, it wouldn't be too hard, due to the fact that he's a snowman. So. But anyway, just wanted to speak on that. Just wanted to give my 2 cents. I'm not even finna entertain the thought of talking about this dude, talking about this Elmer's glue member, this snowman, this melonless mutant. Like I said, dude is soft as cotton, man, for real. Dude is soft as a marshmallow. He is soft as the marshmallow he looked like. On AI disrespecting art. Who? What? They got so much AI. I'm gonna tell you something. I don't like AI at all to a certain degree. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like seeing these AI generated images of Tupac if he was at a Warriors game and all that kind of stuff. I don't like that kind of stuff. I don't, and I'm just gonna leave it at that.